Welcome to Gray Areas for October 8th, 2024, episode 643. And after Sean so graciously planned out a nostalgia month and kept me on my toes a little bit with what was going on, now he has no idea what's happening. I am the one in control, and he could be just as mad at me as I was for him during the game show. So this is a chance for revenge right now. He can get even with me tonight, and we can square off our feud that's been ongoing for generations, and we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know if that it makes it even.
Generations, huh?
You're saying you did so much damage to him that nothing he could do to you can get back at him, basically? Or he can't get back at you?
Or that I did so much damage to him, one way or the other.
Yeah.
It feels like that Simpsons joke where he's like, you're banned from here, and you and your children and your children's children for 3 weeks.
Dave, okay. I want to know if I'm the asshole, though, before we get started.
The answer's already yes.
Well,
Yeah.
right, but that's not how the segment works.
Let's run it as a thought exercise. You know,
Yeah.
maybe it's not yes.
Yeah. So I was driving home today, and I saw a bumper sticker that said, "War isn't the answer." And I just got really annoyed, and I just thought, man, my only regret is that no one from Palestine and Israel is going to drive behind this guy and see the bumper sticker. Because everything could change.
But did it have to directly do with that conflict or just war in general?
No, I think it's just war in general. And on the list of futile things that you can do, I just think putting a thing on your car, a bumper sticker that says war isn't the answer is way up there.
So, here's what I want you to do. You're not the asshole. I'll give you the fact you're not the asshole. But what I want you to do is get the same bumper sticker, but add on to the end of it with a ... But sometimes it is.
I feel like
the classic Matt Barnes line.
Car bumper stickers just used to be the way to post on Facebook about your opinion that no one gives a shit about
I just think,
at all.
that
was the original form of that.
The famous bumper stickers shit happens. And you're okay, that guy's aloof. He understands.
Yeah, that's also a thing that someone dumbass in the early days of Facebook would have posted before it was a fake news source.
And you're okay, or if it's funny, or if you are saying who you support politically, that's fine. Saying something
that's even worse.
As fucking banal as war is not the answer. It's
I personally
so
always liked it when I think it was the Calvin and Hobbes character that it was pissing on something.
Mm-hmm.
That was a sticker that everyone put on the car all the time, was the kid pissing on whatever logo or thing you didn't like.
Ooh, that's my least favorite thing because I love Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes, and it just defiles him.
What if I put the bumper sticker of Calvin peeing on war isn't the answer?
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the way you get him back. That's I think what you should do.
Which is something that Bill Watterson might actually appreciate, which he usually doesn't for the licensing of his characters.
Yeah.
Yep. He doesn't.
Okay.
Although I do love when someone has a super old car and you have, Bernie 2020 or something like that, Bernie 2016 bumper sticker in your car. It's
yeah,
man, that's not coming off, is it?
I just what kind of person it just and then you're wow, thanks Socrates for that fucking bit of wisdom.
How mad have you been in your entire lifetime over the coexist stickers then? I feel like those have to...
I don't even mind that. I think it's clever.
That's the same thing. That's the thing is war is not the answer. You got to coexist better.
No, it's that's saying something so fucking obvious. War isn't the answer.
It's a chance thing, right? Yeah, give peace a chance. It's oh shit.
Yeah, fuck. He's right.
I think if you hate those, you have to hate the coexist.
I don't mind the coexist.
I think you have to hate that one too.
I think it's fighting for peace, but saying war isn't the answer.
No, I think you're a hypocrite now. Now you're the asshole. You actually weren't the asshole. Now you're the asshole.
And now I kind of think what is the answer? You're just saying one thing that it's not. What is your alternative
why don't you just get a
solution?
bumper sticker that says more war? We don't know that more war doesn't work.
Well, I don't think war is the answer either, but I think that goes without saying.
Yeah, war's not the answer. More war might be the answer.
Oh, I like that as his follow-up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You could just if one war didn't work, double it.
War is not the answer. Super war.
Super war.
Yeah. No half measures with this.
I mean, look, someone dropping nukes on each other. That as the answer, there would be no more war if we warred each other into peace,
that's true.
oblivion. So my solution really would work. It just would.
I'm so sick of this nuclear deterrence. We have to stop deterring.
Yeah,
we just have to go for it.
And then in all the ash of the world, there would just be the war is not the answer sticker persisting on the back of a bumper of a blown up car. It'll outlive you.
We should test nuclear deterrence.
We should.
We keep thinking it's a theory, And well, let's see.
Yeah.
We drop a bunch of nukes. Let's see if we get retaliated.
Exactly.
Maybe we won't.
Exactly.
And then, risk versus reward there. If no one retaliates, then all of a sudden we have all the nukes because we're the only country left.
Have you heard the theory of mutually assured destruction?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think that's the same as nuclear deterrence, which is what I already said, Dave. Try to keep up.
Just making sure.
You just did
Just
a bumper
making sure
sticker
you
in
know.
different words. That's what you just did.
He did. He's trying to outclash me.
With fancy,
because I played-
language.
I played every Metal Gear Solid, and all they talk about is nuclear deterrence. You're going to come to me in this house talking about nuclear deterrence?
Oh shit! It's Nostalgia Month is actually not over, as Sean
Dave
has
just brought a
weaseled right back
knife
in.
to a nuke fight, is what he just did. And it ain't going to work.
He could poke the nuke, and maybe that'll stop it.
In Lost, they hit a nuke with a rock.
How'd that
No
go?
one lost. No one watches Lost. Let's just move on.
Well, they're already all
Let's-
dead, so it wouldn't have mattered, right?
This is Chris's show now, remember?
Well, I just had to get that off my chest because it was literally on the way home, and I thought, wow, how profound this guy.
I think you might just be grumpy today. And
And
I
they
just
probably
angered you.
went to Ariel, too, because that's this kind of fucking thing an Ariel person would have. War is not the answer. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Buddha. You're so wise.
You're dragging Buddha into this.
Feels like a cheap shot, but
That he liked the coexist sticker, then he shits on Buddha. So I don't really know where Sean's
Yeah,
following
coexist is
here.
kind of clever, though. Anyways.
we're going to try something new tonight, and we're going to see how it goes. Maybe this becomes something that we do a few times a year. Maybe we never speak of it again. The only way you can find out is by trying. I think this is something that's going to be relatively level playing ground, although Dave might have a slight advantage, which is sure to annoy Sean, but that's okay. That's okay. What we're going to do today is do a little bit of like a half quiz show, half look at NBA history.
Okay.
You guys are going to need your whiteboards.
Oh, shit.
I mean, need is a strong word, but I would recommend them so that you can write some things down. We're not going to need to show answers
can you
except for
hand
this
me
very
mine?
first thing we do to decide the order. But
So the equivalent would be if I totally no-sell this whole segment.
yes.
Okay.
But unlike your trivia, I selected things that I think you guys will like.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a crucial question I have. Will there be a big wheel at the end of this?
No
Damn.
wheel.
Okay.
Yet.
Fuck me over.
Maybe in the future. We'll have trivia night here next week. The wheel will be back for that
Actually-
with regular old trivia, general purpose stuff. That will be happening next week. In fact, the next few shows are lined up because next week is trivia and the following week is the Suns preview because the season starts the night after that. And then the following week is the election because we're going to be off the Tuesday after that. So that's what's happening.
I could never no-sell
the
it
election
because
is
it's not in me. And Cody, I'll make a Cara Maria reference that only you will understand, but that's me.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't. You get it.
Yes.
Okay.
I
All right,
also-
let's do it.
I also
Who's
realized
Cara
I will-
Maria?
I will not be here for your son's preview. What a shame.
Oh.
Well, that kind of works out. We would have
I-
wasted your time anyways.
I conveniently managed to go to a hockey game on that night.
The true
What's
sport.
hockey?
This.
All right. Well, so
Let's go over to this screen real quick.
All right.
Oh.
How's my cropping? Dave's a little high, but it's mostly fine.
This looks cool.
GGG.
All right,
GGs.
so here's what we are doing. I'll explain it. There's a few different things that are going to have to happen here, so we'll take it slow the first time as we go through it. We are drafting individual seasons of NBA players after the ABA merger. So anything 1976 and on, which means Wilt Chamberlain is not eligible for this. We'll use him as an example in a minute. For this particular draft, we are going for points. Just how many points they scored in a season. So you're going to be taking a player and the year that they played, and you get however many points they scored in that season. So the trick here is, Wilt Chamberlain, for example, has one season where he scored 4,000 points because he averaged 50 a game because he broke the NBA for a while there, right? Like we all remember. That's part of why he's not eligible for this. So if you happen to pick the year that was, you get 4,000 points. If you pick the wrong year, you're still going to get some amount of points. Maybe it's not the most, but he had a couple other seasons where he scored 3,000. Like there's a lot of good numbers in there. He's a good pick to take. But how many points you get is dictated by how many points they scored in a season. Wilt missed almost a season from injury. So if you happen to hit that year, that's a disaster because now you might only get like 500 points.
Now, you can only take Wilt once, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Okay.
Whoever takes Wilt is picking one season of Wilt, and then he's off the board. So we're not going to have
Oh.
14 Wilt seasons on our board. We are going to only have the one, which is why the draft order is going to matter. We'll be doing a tiebreaker to decide the order for that here in a second. So it's going to be a snake draft. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Goes back and forth. So you get 8 picks.
Oh boy.
So, and then if I want like the 2022-2023 season,
Tell me
I would
23.
say 2023.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's understood that it's basically the year it ends when people are up for awards and when the playoffs happen.
All
so
right.
2022 is the 21-22 season and so on. We're going to do this by conference just to see how it goes. There's a few different ways we can divide this, but I think this is going to be the most fun. So we're going to do the Western Conference first because I think we know it a little bit better than the Eastern Conference after that. But if you pick a player, let's just say LeBron, because I'm sure his name's going to come up at some point. I don't feel like I'm spoiling things by saying LeBron James is probably going to get picked at some point. If you pick him for the Western part of the draft and you hit a Cleveland or a Miami year, he's ineligible. You got to go for a Laker year with LeBron for the Western Conference. When we do the East, if you want to draft LeBron for one of those years with Cleveland and Miami, that's fine. So there's a few different players, obviously, that have flip-flopped conferences. So this is where consistency, longevity is going to matter. You can go for some people who have had some really good individual seasons, but what if you're off on the year? Obviously, this is going to be a phones down endeavor once we start. Not that I really think you guys would cheat anyways, but the reason I have you with the whiteboards is I would recommend writing down some names you think you might be drafting coming up and or teams, which is a nice way of looking at it and being like, oh, yeah, like the Mavericks. What if I went with somebody from them or whatever?
You can do the Cody version and choose big names even outside of the conference just to sabotage so no one else can take that name.
So your thought process, I'm going to probably lose, so I should just sacrifice this.
No, I think you just
by
want to play for
knifing-
chaos
He
and
does
still
like
try
that.
to win.
Yeah.
I actually have a different strategy.
Okay, all right, let's see.
So what we're going to do is have a tiebreaker question, kind of like what they used to do on Greed, where we're going to ask you to get closest to a number. The closest person to that number will get to choose whether they want to go first and thus sixth, or second and be in the middle the whole time, or third and take the snake pick 3, 4, and so on down the line. The number I'm going to have you guys write down on your whiteboards is the total number of points Steve Nash scored in his career.
Cody's cheating.
Doesn't matter if you go over. This is not a Price
I'm
is
watching
Right.
my baseball game.
You just want to be as close as possible to the total number of points Steve Nash scored in his career.
God, I'm so bad at these. Okay, let's see.
I am too.
You think you're bad? Just wait till I do all this.
And then, like,
I got to guess.
Yeah.
okay.
It's meant to be one you
I'm
guys
just
don't.
gonna. Can I just? I probably can't just tell you because I already started taking notes. Can I just?
Can you like cover it?
Yeah.
Or does the other,
Here, I'll write
are
on
the
this
boards
side of the board,
two-sided?
and
Well,
then
that
I'll
doesn't really
cover
work
up my
though.
other side of the board. Okay. I'm just going.
No, wait. Wrong.
Oh, Dave went, and I'm sure Dave is more right than I am.
No.
Like I did some quick mental math, but after not really knowing, go ahead,
Me,
Cody.
okay.
Oh, so I'm way low.
All right. So Dave, what's yours again? 19,860.
19,860.
Is this Price is Right rules?
No, I
Damn.
already said that.
I wasn't paying attention. I was
Believe it
watching
or
my
not,
baseball
Cody is closest.
Wow.
Stephen John Nash in his career scored 17,387 points.
Okay.
game. I was close.
So
wasn't
Cody
too
is
far off.
closest.
No,
yeah,
okay,
not
I
by a
wasn't that far
ton.
from Dave. Okay.
But Dave's a little bit further off, like
All right.
700 or so. And then
Not
Sean.
bad.
Now, that means you have the choice, Cody, of when you want to go. You want to go, Maisie says 1 bajillion points. I will still pop chat up on here as long as it's not helping cheat. Cody, you have the choice. Do you want the first, second, or third pick?
Third pick.
Okay.
the
Dave, you
turn.
have the second choice. Do you want the first pick or the second pick? So, Sean, you get to go first.
I don't even want to be.
Because I get to go third and fourth then, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I want
it'll just snake
the
back
turn.
and forth the whole way.
Problem is, I have no idea when Wilt played.
Well, you can't take
Well,
Wilt
you
anyways.
can't take
NBA
Wilt, so
merger.
it's fine.
That's why I used him as an example.
Oh,
His
good.
career was done in 74. The merger is 76.
76. Okay.
So
What an
Wilt's
asshole.
off the board.
Okay.
And we're doing the Western Conference first. Couple things to keep in mind. First of all, Nash, 17,000 points, never scored more than 1,500 in his career, so he's a bad pick for this. That's why I used him as an example. Don't take Steve Nash.
Yeah, seriously?
Yeah, never scored more than 1,500 points. 1,400 like 3 times. Keep in mind, I'm going to give everybody one mulligan for this first time we're doing this because it's new. So, like, if you have happened to hit on an answer and it's less than 1,000, I will give you a do-over if you choose.
Oh, okay.
You're looking for people in the 2,000 plus. That's about 25 a game. So the best scorers in the game have usually had seasons around that point. Obviously, there's some with more than that. But anything like 1,600 and up is pretty good. So that's essentially what you're looking for. And I'm giving you some time to kind of vamp for your first picks before we just jump into this. We're not going to be like, we're not rapid fire speeding this because we want to talk about players as they come up. And kind of like on Millionaire or whatever, I also want you to talk through your pick when you make it, not just be like, this person this year.
And we are drafting a team, so we need to fill our spot, correct?
Which shouldn't be super hard because I'm not going to be really stringent on position flexibility. It's not going to be like, well, Wilt was a center, but Wilt played some forward in certain configurations with the Sixers, so like he just can't be a guard.
Oh, we're actually okay.
There is that's what the letters are for. 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center, and then three wild cards.
Okay.
Whatever you want. So for the most part, not really strict on positions, but I wanted to make sure everybody has at least a little bit of representation.
Okay.
For scoring, we've had massive scores across every position, so it should not be super hard.
Okay.
If we do this again and we do assists, a valuable center with a lot of assists, you can think of one really easily, might be worth taking earlier than guards who are a dime a dozen. Get it? Dime?
I don't get it.
I got it.
So, Sean, when you're ready, and we're not really going on the clock for this, this is meant to be just kind of laid back. It's competition, but it's not like cutthroat. So when you're ready, you have the first selection.
This is so funny. This is really... Okay, and we're talking through it, and what's nice is we can talk through it because... If I were to say, like, well, I'm thinking Wilt, and here's when I'm thinking, and then I get it wrong, but Dave's like, oh, you were close. It was 1 year late. I don't have to worry about that because we
can just talk about it. Once you've locked in a guess, we can talk about it. Now, the thing you don't want to do is be like, well, I'm between 2 players, because then you might give away another player for somebody else.
When you do the mulligan, so if he fucks something up, that player is eliminated. Or do we just change their
I would
year?
allow them to either take a different player or a different year.
Okay.
For the purpose of this, again, it's the first time, so as you guys are learning it, and we'll see how it goes. You guys might knock this out of the park because there's a lot of prolific scores in the NBA, and we're only taking 24 of them right now. It's like we're not going deep in the tank for those guys that were like, like the Lou Williamses of the world who were like, well, you've scored a lot off the bench. Like we shouldn't be bringing his name up in this.
So I'm gonna go with Kobe. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Congratulations on that one off.
And what my thinking is there's a lot of years to go with, and because he won the title 2000 through 2002. He then won it again in like 2000 and like 9 and 10. I'd have to think about it more. But I'm thinking I want to go with the year where he didn't win. And he was on a shitty team with like Smush Parker. And I'm trying to think. It would be great if I could remember the year when he scored 81 in a game. And I'm going to be close, but
I'll let you know that I wrote down that year for that was going to be one of my guesses, and I wrote down that year that you're talking about. But what year is it?
Yeah.
That's where the fun of this comes in, and where I think is the equalizer, because I got this from an idea from another YouTube channel. They did it with baseball. Baseball is really romantic about its numbers, right? Like, oh, this person had this many home runs that year. Basketball, especially like total points, not so much, but there are things like that. Sean's reasoning is perfect because it's what I'm going for when I was thinking about it too. Like, oh, they won the title this year, so they were good, but he did this, or he won an MVP that year, or whatever.
Yeah.
So you guys are playing the game right so far, but got to lock in a year.
I'm worried if I go to. You know what? It's not a big deal though, because even when we win the championship, it's still going to be a good year. I'm going to say 2008.
2008, Kobe Bryant led the league in scoring.
Yes.
He had 2,323 points.
Now,
pretty good.
But you can now say if that was his best year or not.
I will, and that's kind of the fun of this too.
I was going to guess 06 was my...
So he led the league in scoring that year, and
with 23-23, the Jordan number.
And 3 other times in 03, 06, and 07. In 06, he had 2,832 points. But 2,300 is the 4th best of his career. It's a very good number. Anything with, like I said, 2,000 plus, especially away from 2,000, is pretty good. I can also tell you, because I pulled these numbers off of Basketball Reference, that's the 49th highest scoring season since the merger. And there's with duplicate names in there, so it's better than that. With Kobe gone, that number now shrinks by 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So that's a good pick.
John, I was actually going to use Kobe if you guys didn't, because I know his career very early. Well, during that period when I was in high school.
Oh, of course.
And I was going to go with 07 had I picked.
I almost know that. What Chris would have 07?
07's 24-30, so about the same. 03 is 2400-ish as well.
Yeah.
It's really just 06 is the one standout, but if you go 1 year earlier, it's only 1800. And of course, nobody would pick this, but in 2014, when he got hurt, he only scored 83 points.
Yeah.
Again, 06, 07, and 08 are literally like the years of my high school time, so I was paying attention to the NBA very closely. So, yes, I was going to middle it and be like, I know 07 was good because I know the years around it were good.
So, Dave, you are on the clock now. There's no real clock. Again, informal, but you'll get the second pick.
Interesting you went Kobe first because I really thought you were going Jordan first. Jordan had some prolific scoring years early in his career.
Aren't we on that Western Conference, though?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Damn it.
So get fucked.
Well,
yeah. You gave me so much shit
Sean,
for getting in the conference, you motherfucker.
Sean, I don't know why you interrupted him and you didn't let him monologue. You know how much sweeter,
stupid bitch.
Do you know how much sweeter that moment would have been if he monologued for 3 minutes
about
it?
I had to get it in.
So,
it would have been great.
But Sean respects the game because he also might have tipped his hand to what year he would pick, and that might have come up in the Eastern Conference half of this. So.
And then you would have stolen it.
Yeah.
So let me refresh. I'm going to go now with the most prolific shooter in history because I remember they won the title in 2015. Steph Curry won the title in 2015 and everyone's like, man, I don't know if you can repeat that. That's crazy. Like, he had an amazing year. Can he repeat that? And then blew the fucking doors off in 2016. So my year is Steph Curry in 2016 when he shattered the 3-point record and shattered a lot of people's minds, including the Oklahoma City Thunder fans. So
my hesitation with Curry was like, did the 3-point and you're like, well, it's worth 3 points, but did the 3-point record equate like a really high scoring season? And it probably did, but I wasn't sure, so that's why I went with I thought was a sure thing. But Curry's a great pick.
Steph Curry has only eclipsed 2,000 points twice in his career, and one of those was 2015 points, not the year. He had 2015 in 2021. But 2016 is the right year. He had 2,375 points.
Man, I got to write more on my board. I forgot about the conference split.
He did not lead the league in scoring that year. He did lead the league in threes and free throw percentage and steals. But he was not the leading scorer for the 2016 season, which is interesting. But that is the best Steph Curry season you can take, so that's a good pick. And now we go to Cody for back-to-back in the snake style.
So based on Curry's year, I think that informs me better about the asshole I'm going to pick right now.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Russell Westbrook.
Good call.
And I believe it's 17 is the year I want.
Locking it in?
I think that was
Yeah, I'm locking it in. I'm
pretty sure that was his MVP year.
That's what I'm trying to go for. And because you just said you did 16, I honestly, I think I was going to go with 16 for Westbrook, but now I think I need to go a year later. So I'm locking in 2017.
So my hesitation would have been, again, we're going for scoring, right?
Yes.
So like so he scored enough to get the triple-double.
Yeah.
But was it prolific scoring, or was it just, he did enough in scoring, enough in assists, enough in rebound? Could be a great pick. I'm telling you my thinking.
I know there's a year in which he scored like fucking crazy.
Okay. All right, let's see it. 2017.
And because I lost literally the two people I was probably going to pick, I had to go with this.
Hey, you went third. You chose.
I know. I was hoping one of the two would fucking make it through.
Yeah. In 2016, because you're going 17?
Yes.
2016, Russell Westbrook only had 1,878 points. The following year, he goes absolutely nuts, and he scores 2,558 points.
Nice.
And I would have said, if it wasn't for Dave picking 16 for Curry, I would have fucking picked 16 for Westbrook.
Damn it, you should have gone second, Cody. Come on. You always went the middle of the snake draft.
No, if I was second, I would have picked one of those two fuckers, and it would have been, although I probably would have done Curry, I think I'm off by a year. I think I would have done Curry 15, and I was going to do Kobe 07, so I think my years are all fucked by one right now.
Well, so now you're going again.
Yes.
But to Sean's point, like, he did sort of make a good play in the sense that he had multiple Kobe seasons to work with, especially in that stretch where it was hard to miss. If you miss on this one, you lose 600 to 700 points.
Yeah.
He only has, just like Curry, he only has one other 2,000
I gotta
points
go
per
big.
season.
But you hit.
As it is, that Westbrook season, let me scroll, is the 10th best since the merger. So that's pretty good.
All right, so what's your next pick, Cody?
Curry's, by the way, is 35th.
Like I really want to go with somebody, but I'm really worried about the year that I'm going to get wrong. So I'm probably going to it's not going to be high enough.
Do you know who you're going to go with and you don't know the year? Or you don't know who you're going to go with?
I want to go with somebody. I don't want to say, but I'm really worried about the year, so I don't want to risk it.
I want you to say.
No, I want you to fuck off.
We all have things we like.
I want a forward. That's the thing.
And again, some people can move around. Like Kobe could be a forward if it comes down to it. He played small forward for a good stretch of his. If we look at Basketball Reference and look at the percentage, like he's a shooting guard, but he played enough forward that you can't put Kobe at center. But we can move people around. So even if you draft somebody as a guard and you want to move him later, you can do that.
It's fine because if I lose this, it doesn't matter, and it'll be funny if I lose. So we're gonna go with Carmelo.
Oh,
ooh.
Denver boy.
All about him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need to figure out.
That's why I think this is fun because you get like locked in on a list of players you're thinking about, and you're like, oh shit.
I want to. This could be bad. I want to go with Carmelo in 06. I think that's too early. I already regret it.
But you locked it in.
But I locked it
in.
Yeah, I already regret it.
Carmelo eclipsed 2,000 points twice in his career as well, and he did it a decade apart. You said which year again?
06.
06.
In 2006, still a fledgling youngster with the Denver Nuggets, Carmelo Anthony scored 2,122 points.
Hey, not
That's
bad
not
at all.
I honestly think I thought that Carmelo would have been like the 23s, though. Damn.
All right, Dave.
That wasn't very good.
That is the highest of his career. He had 2,112 for the Knicks in 2014.
What was 07?
07 was 1,880.
Okay, so because that was what I was picking between.
What's nice is he's another one who's pretty consistent. He does have one injury year after his good year with the Knicks, but for the most part of his career, you're getting like 1,900.
You're gonna probably get a lot of mid 2000s from me because that's what I know the NBA the best is when I was in high school.
That works.
Yeah,
and that's why I went with Carmelo. I got a bunch of other weirdos on my list.
I laugh at that because the early 2000s I know nothing about. Like I barely remember any of that because I just didn't pay attention to it. Mid 2000s, obviously Nash Suns got into that. All right. Okay, I think I need to acknowledge the ball dominance, which I don't like to as a non-heliocentric fan, as a passing, I like assist, I like team ball. But my former college, classmate at ASU had an amazing season in 2018, won the MVP. So 2018, James Harden.
I would have said, my guess, not saying it would have been right, but I was going to go with 17. So let's hear them both.
Wrong.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure it's wrong. I'm just curious.
So James Harden, you said 18, Dave?
Yeah.
18 is my.
And Sean, you said 17.
Yeah.
James Harden wins the MVP in 2018, but it's not his best scoring season.
Oh,
really?
In 2019, he puts up 2,818 points.
Holy fuck!
The fourth highest since the merger, but does not win MVP, even though he averages 36 a game.
Oh, I missed about a year.
Because Giannis got his first MVP that year. People just cared about the defense and the overall stats more. However, it's hard to go wrong with a James Harden Rockets season. And in 2018, he has 2,191 points.
They got me beat on Carmelo.
That's gonna be a losing guess potentially because that's 700.
It's a lot.
A big
that
deal.
was one of the big ones if you could pull it. But it's tough because that is the year he won MVP. Unfortunately, the next year he went ham and nobody cared.
You wrote 17, just so you know.
Oh.
It was 18, but that's okay.
Yeah.
What did
right
sorry,
I
was already thinking of my next one.
19.
What did he do in 17?
In 17, he had 2356.
Ha! Get fucked, Dave.
He also had 2376 in 2016.
Actually, get
So
fucked.
So Dave picked the worst season. Yeah,
Cody said I was
I also
wrong.
get fucked.
His MVP year was the worst one. Go figure.
As far as total scoring, yes, because
be
he
fair,
has 5 higher seasons than that in the surrounding
You did
years
just
with
make
Houston.
that point, Sean. You made the point of, well, the MVP season might not actually be that best scoring season.
I know.
But
Okay.
2,200 is still fine.
So now I get to go twice in a row.
Yep.
And I don't, and the first one is a bit of a gamble. But I know, like, he's probably going to be somewhere on this. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Luca,
Ew.
who I hate, who we all hate. I don't know if there's a single fan of him here.
You are picking the all dickhead team, so congratulations on that.
Kobe and Luca.
Only 2 picks deep. Give it time.
There's only one ball.
He can make some character picks later.
So
For Sean's next pick, 2014 Marcus Morris.
Although, I mean, Dave's is probably the nicest team. I mean, it's not like I have a bunch of wonderful people over on my team right now either.
I'm going to go the 2024, like this last season, and hope it was among his best ones. He hasn't been in the league all that long, so.
That was mine. That's what I wrote down.
Okay.
In 2024, Luka Doncic only played 70 games, but averaged 34 a game.
That's what I. Yeah.
And sorry, there's an ad making me not be able to scroll.
He was
Basketball
averaging
Reference.
like 40 for a while. Like at the beginning of the season, it was a smaller sample size. But
So Luka last year has 2,370 points.
okay.
Yes.
And how much?
Why is that centered? Get
How
outta
much
here.
did I butcher that by?
That's the highest in his career.
Oh,
He
thank
also
God.
had
that has to be the highest.
he had another 2,000 plus the year before because he averaged 30 plus again, but he played a couple fewer games. His lowest was his rookie year. He still had 1,500, so it's hard to go wrong. But
Yeah.
that's the 36th best season since the merger. It's another really good one.
All right. And then I'm going to go Durant. And I'm partially going Durant just to get him off the board. I'm less sure because he's just been so good for so long. Hasn't had a ton of injuries until like a little bit later in his career. I don't think, at least. I don't remember a lot of injuries.
He used to be really skinny and frail.
He used to be really skinny, and he's not anymore. He's a fat ass now.
You don't know how many twisted ankles he had to miss, 17 games or something like that.
And I'm trying to think. So
don't fuck up.
And I like to talk through this, even though technically this could be giving somebody an advantage. But like, the Dallas won in 2011, and then Miami came back and won in 2012, I think, or it's maybe a year earlier, and they were playing OKC, or I'm gonna say 2012.
2012, Kevin Durant led the league in scoring, but
Okay.
it is
Good
sub
year.
2,000. It's only 1,850 points.
Damn, that's a bad year.
That was the. Was that the? No, that wasn't the strike. That was the strike year, wasn't it?
Oh, that's a bad season to choose. Then.
Thank you, Sean.
Fuck.
Don't.
Fuck.
He led the
you-
league in scoring
I'm
5
glad you
straight
picked Durant.
seasons there, from 10 to 14. All the other ones are 2,100 plus.
Yeah.
But he only played 66 games in 2012.
I am so glad that you picked Kevin Durant because I could not figure out what year to pick for him. I'm like, it was such a hard one. I'm like, I'm glad someone else picked
He's
him.
who I wanted to go with as a forward originally, and then I pivoted to Carmelo because
Yeah.
I was so scared of guessing.
Well,
Durant.
the closest you want to get, you have to be very careful with him because he has one other major injury, right? So he wins the MVP in 2014, and he plays 81 games, and he scores 2,593 points, which is, I think, 7th since the merger. The year after that, he plays 25 games.
Yeah.
So the closer you get to his highest, the more dangerous it gets.
Man, I thought about Golden State, and I knew when he got injured with Golden State, I was just wondering, like, there's so much firepower with Golden State. And I was thinking
can't
if he
fix that
scored
with
his most, it would have been with OKC. But I should have gone with Golden State.
Golden
No,
State,
he was on OKC one year.
he had a 2,000-point season with Golden State, but the OKC years were the best.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, back to Dave.
Okay, I think I'm going to dive in and try to get the best center off the board.
God damn it.
And there's a couple that I'm really trying to debate between. But I have an easy factor, I think, that's going to help decide. History lesson. In the final game of the 1994 season, an odd thing occurred where a certain person with my same moniker, my same name, decided to try to break the scoring record. And I believe he scored 73 points in the final game, not to break a scoring record, but to be the leading scorer on the season, and accomplished it by scoring 73. So David Robinson, 1994.
Okay.
David Robinson in 1994 did exactly that. He wins the scoring title, and It's appropriate that Dave gets him, I suppose, given the namesake, right? In 1994, David Robinson had 2,383 points.
Nice.
With that.
Nice.
That's his.
Okay,
that led the league. That's the only time he did that. He did have 3 other 2,000+ point scoring seasons, but that was his best.
Cody, you get 2 in a row.
Happy with that.
I know. I have to think back to the year right now. So it's going to be Dirk.
Okay.
Damn it, Cody.
Okay. He goes for his MVP season, but actually, in this case, that's probably a safe bet.
I don't know what year that is.
Oh, I do. I do.
This is part of the defensive thing you did already call out that I was going to grab. I would rather grab players.
His MVP season well.
Yeah, I know. I figured both of you were, and I don't remember.
Do you remember, like...
Don't give me hints.
Don't help me.
No. I'll tell you,
fun.
this isn't even a hint. If I was going to pick Dirk, I wouldn't pick his MVP season. That doesn't help you, but...
I will tell you, just so you don't agonize over this too much, that for a 11-year stretch of his career, Dirk scored somewhere between 1,750 and 2,150 points. Remarkably consistent, but those couple hundred points can matter. So it's still like.
The point being, I'm not going to get an 800-point season. That's all that fucking matters.
Yes.
All right. Well, then let's.
He has one injury season way later than you're going to pick him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking early 2000s or early 2010s. Okay, so let's just think of my life really quick.
Okay, now you're taking too long.
No, I'm taking the perfect amount of time.
Long.
Okay, so let's see. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, I know to not pick 2012.
Yeah, right. Don't do that. Let my mistake be a beacon.
Let's do 2013. That's fine. I won't drag this out.
I would have gone 2006.
I would have gone 5.
Okay.
Well,
No, I want to do later.
this is our first opportunity for a mulligan, if you would like it. In 2013, Dirk only plays 53 games. He scores 917
Okay, yes,
points.
that's so.
then I just said
I
what
went
I
way
would have
too
gone
later.
with.
No, I'll just no. I'm not gonna pick him. That's not fair. I'll just wipe it.
Okay.
I just don't. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you guys would have picked this. That's just shitty to do.
All right, well, then you got to pick another player.
I will.
And you've used your mulligan.
Shocker!
So
I used it first.
now no one pick
No
Dirk
one can
now?
pick
That's
Dirk now.
correct.
Dirk has
Hell.
6 2,000-point seasons. 03, 05, 06, 09, 10. His MVP season is not one of them. Only 1,916
They
in
went too late.
2007.
Oh, was that Wait, was he in 2006?
In 2006.
I thought that was his MVP season. So
No, 2007 is the MVP season.
Oh, great.
2006 he had 2,100.
Yes, I was never gonna go that.
That would have been good. That would have been solid.
Come on, you don't remember who was the MVP in 2006? You call yourself a fan?
Yeah, it was because that's the year they went to the finals, and so I was like,
No.
"Oh,
05 is when they went to the
All right.
finals.
So,
no, Dirk."
Yeah, I know. They went to the finals in 05.
No, that was the Spurs and the fucking forget who they played. But that was the year that the Suns were
you're
good.
right.
Yeah,
You're right.
fuck
It was
you.
06.
Fuck
You're
you.
right.
Dave
You're
is coming at me. Maybe
He
a
does.
fucking.
I
don't
will,
like to use the term gas.
All right,
Go
Cody,
ahead,
alternate
Cody.
selection.
I will now pick Tim Duncan,
Okay,
and let's fuck
Okay.
this year up too. So,
pick 99. He's laughing because that's a good idea.
This is such a great idea. I'm laughing because it's such an amazing, like, I can't believe how generous you are, Sean.
2-time MVP.
I was so tiny, and I don't remember any of the years that he was good. I just wanted to pick him, so he can't be picked. Steve did that. So I gotta go couple. 97. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't have to take this that seriously.
Yeah, 99 was the lockout year, right?
I'm well aware.
It was.
Shortened season.
I'm
97
well
was
aware.
the
Okay, the aliens came and the players didn't want to play.
That's true.
So you've now picked an ineligible player because in 1997, Tim Duncan is a senior at Wake Forest.
Oh damn. Oh well.
Well,
He's
okay.
drafted-
I get 0. That's fine.
Okay. Can we give
No,
Cody
I just get 0.
No, when you hit a player, when we're not doing a mulligan, when you hit a player like this who's ineligible, you get one more go. If you miss that one, it does become a 0.
Okay.
So you better pick somebody who's actually like in a range that counts.
So Cody, I was at least going to give you 800 like for Dirk, but you get to choose again, which is better.
Yeah.
But just another year of his, I'll just pick like 5 years later.
No, unfortunately, he's off the board. But it's why you're only allowed to do that once, because again, if you just keep bricking
Cody's
players,
just bringing everybody off the board.
This is great.
Well, that's why normally we wouldn't have a mulligan, because it was the first time I wanted to give some people.
I'm gonna fuck this up. Fine, let's just go with Allen Iverson in 2000 because I can't possibly.
He's Eastern Conference, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is right.
Well, I mean,
so he's broken the game.
Well, I know pretty much.
Well, he hasn't made anybody ineligible technically, I guess, or you can be forced to pick a Denver season. I don't know.
Sure,
he should.
Sure, pick a Denver season.
You think as if I fucking remember when he got traded to the Denver Nuggets?
Oh God, that's a good question.
I have no fucking.
You got 08. You got 08, 09.
I was gonna say I was gonna go with 08 because that's just again when I was in high school.
If you get like 2,500 points from this now,
he did not score that much.
No, I don't think so.
It's gonna be like 1,600 at best.
So what happens when you have a player who gets traded midseason in these type of games, from what other people have done, is you only get the games they played for that
That's
team.
what you. That's what I should get.
So 2009, Allen Iverson plays 3 games for the Nuggets before he holds out and gets traded to Detroit. However, in 2008, he plays all 82 games and leads the league in minutes, and he ends up with 2,164 points.
This is such fucking bullshit. And he gets to go again. Can we just fucking like...
Well, he's out of his backup stuff now. It's going to count whatever it is. So.
Yeah, I'm fucked either way. So it doesn't matter.
You guys still have a mulligan and also a mispick. He is out of everything.
All right.
Let's see.
You also took my Eastern Conference.
Perfect. That's what I was. That's
Chris,
what I was doing.
while he's thinking, Chris,
right.
can you tell me what
those guys
Iverson...
can all be because those guys can all be drafted when we switch to the East.
You can draft them.
Oh, you can.
Because we did. That's why we didn't talking about what years they did specifically. That's why Chris didn't go in depth on him right now.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know you could choose the same player twice. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're hovering on center, so I'll just pick Shaq.
Okay.
I was going to take
In
Shaq.
what year?
I can't fuck this up because I know he was on the Lakers
when
they won championships.
For regular trade. Chip chop.
There's an MVP in here too. Just one though, because he sucks. Nash has 2.
Let's go with 01.
Okay, that was literally my guess.
Sorry.
Exactly.
I had 2000, but it's good. I was.
I'm middling the 3-peat.
Shaq,
That's what I was doing.
That was it.
2000 is the MVP season. That is also his career high in points, but 2001 is his second highest. He has 2,125 points.
Damn, that's 2 solid picks.
Okay, back to Dave. Those are the only 2000. Oh no, he has 2 more with Orlando, but those are the only 2 Laker 2000 plus seasons he has.
Yeah, because Kobe started being better once they got to 02.
All right, I need a forward. I'm gonna go with someone who's a little. I don't know if he's unheralded as so much in his earlier years, but God, he's good. Kevin Garnett is who I'm going with. And I am gonna go with the 04 season. The Wolves made it to the Western Conference Finals that year. I think he had a pretty good year.
The Big Ticket has 6 straight seasons where he plays basically every game. You said 2004, correct?
Yes.
In 2004, he leads the league in scoring, the only time he did that in his career. But scoring was never really his thing. So as a result, it's a good number, don't get me wrong. But it is 1,987 points.
Dang.
Almost a 2K spot.
The early 2000s.
A good pick, but yeah, some of those like mid 2000s, other than the Suns at the time, were a little sketch. So he leads the league in scoring, and we didn't have a single player get 2,000 points that year.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's gross.
But it's a good pick. That's still a nice, good number to add in there. Back to Sean.
Fuck.
And he has to make his 4th pick still, and also his 5th here.
I know, and I'm like gonna struggle with
4 picks in. Both Dave and Cody are separated by 36 points. No, 33 points.
Let me think.
What I'm doing.
Let me think.
Yeah, but you also don't have a safety net. You're on the trapeze now doing flips with the potential to break your neck.
Me? Oh yeah, I'm gonna break my neck.
I love breaking my neck. That's
It's
great.
it's already pre-broken.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Okay, just like think.
See, I'm brainstorming the random players we play against when we play NBA, and thinking of the guys who I'm like, who the fuck was that guy? And then you're like, oh, well, he was really good. You're just stupid and didn't know about him in the '80s. And I'm trying to remember those names right now, off the random rosters we've played.
Fuck, and then he has injuries around here too.
You guys have done a good job of getting a lot of the top Western Conference players off this list. There's still some others, but I mean, like, you've been hitting pretty well. And even if you didn't hit the year right, you hit a lot of players that had other ones that were high. So in a sense, you've played defense well too. But there's still plenty of other like 2,200 plus players here.
I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk because I'm a homer, and I need a forward. And I'm going to say Amari 2005 with a boost from Steve Nash.
I have to wonder how many points Daffy
Just
Duck
predicted
had.
you would do this. When you got in a pinch, you'd go with the Sun.
Amari Stoudemire in 05?
In 05.
Amari Stoudemire in 05 is the season before he plays 3 games.
Yeah,
Ooh,
which
nice.
I knew. So it's not as risky as it sounds.
It is also the only 2,000-point season of Amari's career. He has 2,080 points.
Thank God. That's not bad at all. That's not fucking bad.
And he could be a center. We can move those around later, but whatever. Like, for the purpose of this, he's a forward for now because he was power forward, whatever. You're going to have a qualifying center. Everybody's going to have a qualifying center eventually. So.
And then, like, okay, so let me...
We'll put him there now.
Okay, so I need a... Oh, fuck, I need a center.
No, I mean, we can put Amari at center. He played center for the Suns.
Oh, sure. Okay, so forward or center, though.
Yeah.
I can't...
So at this point, now you have a forward and then all wild cards, whatever you want.
Oh.
In fact, each of you is now in that situation. You each have a forward spot left, and then...
But I can do a wild card now, right?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Grab guard.
The longer you wait to get a forward, the more risky it could be. But if you have a good person you want to get now, you know... Yeah, Globetrotters. I mean, they beat up the poor Generals.
Gonna say...
What conference are they in?
That's a good point.
Lillard.
Okay.
20.
You asshole. You asshole.
Good guess. Man, I didn't think of that.
I was next on my fucking list.
16.
All right, my page is freaking out. Damian Lillard.
I'm not as familiar with Lillard.
Fucking asshole.
I know he can fucking score.
2016.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard in 2016 is not his best, not his worst.
Okay.
He scores 1,879 points.
That's fine.
Fine guess.
That's fine.
What was his best? 18?
He's got 2,000 pluses barely in 17 and 19, but they're both just over 2,000. He's just consistently like 1,700 plus-ish until he gets hurt in 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like very solid, but like every year he seems to miss 5 to 10 games for the most part, and so it hurts his total a little bit. All right, back to Dave.
Well, all right. Well, I already had a fun story about the 94 season when David Robinson beat out my next pick, Hakeem Olajuwon, for the scoring title.
So I thought about that, Dave. I don't know if it's going to be enough. What year? Oh, you're Fred. Next year?
What the
Well, the downside is Olajuwon's not the player that Robinson beats that year. That's Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, shit.
Good. He locked it in.
However, in 1994, Hakeem Olajuwon has 2,184 points.
No,
It's still good.
So it turned out just
that's
fine.
great. Yeah.
I can't-
Should have gone with him then. That was better than my pick. So, well, God, that also took somebody else off my board.
They were like the bashing heads in the West Conference back then, but
They were a lot. Hakeem does have a Toronto season if you want to take it, but otherwise, I mean, we'll ignore him in the East. Has 4 2,000-plus seasons. That is his career high.
Good.
Cody for a double.
Oh, no, I'm back up again?
Yeah, I know, right? That's...
Oh, I didn't want to be up yet.
Here we are.
Yeah, I'm running thin here.
I know.
We pretty much stretched what I knew.
Golden
he
receiver.
played football, okay? God damn
Golden
it.
receiver.
Did you get the right year he played basketball, or was he in football at that point?
He's Bo Jackson.
Hey, ain't no rules so the dog can't play basketball.
I really want another fucking forward before we run out of the kind of run out of them. Fuck. Can I ask a question to make sure I don't sound stupid?
You can ask it.
It
I don't know if
depends
I
on
can
the
No, I'm kidding. Let's go with Pau Gasol.
Okay.
And I'm stuck between wanting it before he gets traded or right after he gets traded. Because by your logic, him playing with the Lakers and Grizzlies that year, all the points will count because it's in the same conference, correct? That's what you were explaining to me.
Oh, that's
if
actually...
he gets traded from a West team to a
West team,
yeah.
it's all
Okay.
West Conference, so it's all fine.
right.
So did you pick a year?
No, I'm
Okay. I'm just making sure I didn't mishear it.
No, I'm stuck.
I would say 2007.
That's literally the year. I'm not kidding. That's what I was leaning,
you
but I think
should
you're
not-
fucking with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't go to
Yeah, you're fucking with me.
Sean is helping you on accident. Don't say 2007.
Oh, shut your goddamn mouth.
I'm being sarcastic.
So does that mean 07 is the pick or
No.
okay?
Let's do. Yeah, let's just do when I know he was around there. Let's do 2010.
2010 Pau Gasol.
You don't want to go any earlier than that.
Only plays 65 games.
Damn. So I was trying to avoid.
And only scores 1,190 points.
I need to stop having fun with you guys, and I don't have a single pick right now.
Gotta lock in. Gotta concentrate. I'll vamp. It's fine. Gasol, not a prolific scorer, but he has a lot of 1,500 seasons. That one just unfortunately is not one of them.
I was trying to get 1,600.
He has once 1,600. It was with Memphis in 2006.
I was going to say 05 if I had guessed him.
I was worried about if I went too early. All right. Well, let's see here.
I can't bring this up because I'm not going to affect the competition, but Jason, that's not a bad pick. That's all I'll say. No one's looking at chat. Everyone's
I
nice,
really,
honest,
really
good Christian
wish
boys.
I remember when this player was in the Western Conference and not in the Eastern Conference.
Who is it? We can help you.
No, you can't. You'll fuck me.
No, I just helped you.
By the
You
way,
were
the-
gonna
I was
say-
being sarcastic,
Oh,
Sean. Did you not get that? I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna pick that year. Good lord.
07 Pau Gasol was only 1,200 as well, so it was not going to be
It wasn't any better. That's fine.
1,220. So, what do you got?
Let's go with. Fuck it. It'll be funny if I screw it up. Let's do Ray Allen.
Okay.
Oh,
And
Okay.
that's. I
There's
mean,
one year in particular I know that you should pick.
see, I'm just taking things and I'll pick it wrong, and then you won't get the year, and you wouldn't have picked him anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
True.
I think it's probably not going to be correct, but let's go with 06.
05 or 06 was my guess.
06 Ray Allen is a supersonic, so that's a good start. He's not.
I knew that.
With
That's
the
why
Bucks.
I knew
he's
that.
not with the Celtics. Scores 25 a game in 78 games.
Oh,
So 06, right?
Yep.
2006 Ray Allen is good for 1,955 points.
I'll take that. That's fine.
Good pick. That's a good pick.
Not great, but I'll take it.
it's pretty good actually.
Not when I
No,
have
it's-
11.
I have
Not
two
bad.
1800s in
That
there.
is the highest of his career. He's got 3 other 1800s, all with the Bucks.
secret
Okay,
year.
all right.
Back to Dave.
Well, I got to have my homer pick. I'm going to get one. I got to get a forward. I got to get a homer pick. So 1993, Charles Barkley.
Okay.
MVP year.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
You locked
yeah,
it
I'll
in.
do 93.
You locked it in.
Yeah, I did.
You locked
And
it
I'm
in.
not like. I think it's gonna be good. I'm not saying like.
Yeah,
gotta
you
lock
can't-
it in now because I know you're
you
fucking
can't,
up.
You can't
like,
give a sentence with a declarative here and then be like, well, it's just like, what if I react or something?
I know. Well, I rethought it after the last moment, but no, I locked it in.
Okay.
And
1993, Charles Barkley is his highest with the Suns, 1,944 points.
yeah, it's good. For a sixth pick, not bad.
hmm He had 2,000-plus seasons with the Sixers, but who knows when?
Mm.
Could be any time, really. Back to Sean for 2.
Could put Chucky in the.
Are we doing Eastern Conference
we can
tonight?
do that.
Or are we doing that later?
You know what's?
We're doing that later.
So I'm
We
gonna
don't
go
have time.
2. I'm gonna go 2 because
no.
that's the format of the game. So, but I have to go with center because I need a center.
You don't. You can have a forward.
Well,
Yeah,
I know.
Amari.
Just fucking give this to me.
We can move Amari too. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say Kareem. I like the idea. I'm gonna do a center because I believe in that, and I'm gonna go like. I don't know when he played though. That's the problem. So
center has recently won the MVP in the NBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He wanted center
it.
so bad.
Yeah.
I just figured I was confused. You know?
Yeah, but these were the Showtime Lakers. So I'm gonna say like 1979. Is that a bad pick, Dave? I've locked it in, but is that?
I think it's an ineligible pick, I believe.
Oh, ineligible?
I
No,
believe.
Kareem's
Chris?
only Bucks years are pre-merger, so everything after that is A-OK. He's with the Lakers.
Mhm. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
It's not his best Lakers season, but it's close. 79, correct?
Yes.
In 1979, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 1,903 points.
That's not bad at
That's pretty good.
all.
That's pretty good.
Honestly, I feel really dumb. I was like going through the Showtime Lakers. I'm like, who have I picked? And just Kareem never came into mind.
That's the
I
player
can't
Jason
believe it.
mentioned in chat. He has 4 2,000-plus seasons with the Lakers, but you have to go. Well, one of them's ineligible. It's pre-merger, so it's about as good as you're going to get.
85 is a good one.
No, he's tapering off by then.
No.
He still has 1,800, but towards the end, he starts to fall off as he gets to be like 97 years old.
Yeah.
What was my guess
Jason
was like
says,
81.
nice pick, Sean. Peter says, nice pick, Jason. So
I'm gonna say
There you go.
my theory is Jason picked that because Kareem has been in movies. So
Tell you what we'll do for
Jabbar.
the sake of just making it look clean. We'll just go. Bop,
I'm gonna
bop,
say,
and then bop, bop. There you go.
Devin Booker as another homer pick, and really I'm just like trying to pick. So well, actually, I'll explain this theory later, but I'm gonna go. Oh God. 2022. 2022. Because it avoids, I think, some of his injuries and the shortened season.
His top 5 MVP that year.
Yeah.
The only problem with Devin Booker as a pick is he has not played more than 70 games since his second season in the league.
Fuck.
However, this is one of his best, his second highest in his career. He has 1,822 points.
Man, I'm getting a lot of 1800s. I need more than that. But
Because he averaged like 27 a game, but he missed, I think, 13 games that year. So it's good. Solid.
yeah.
But there's really no, like, his highest is 1863 because he just has not had the volume because of some stupid injury every year that takes him out for like 10 games.
So I got to start thinking about my next.
Yeah, you'll have one last pick.
The
Go back to Dave.
By the way, Chris, did you plan this as Western only or were
I thought maybe both, but since people are talking through their picks a lot, which I prefer, it's just going to be this, which is great.
Yeah.
And if
okay.
people are enjoying it, we'll go to the East sometime down the road.
Yeah, that sounds good.
There was no way we were doing this under an hour.
Yeah.
Not with me.
We talk too much. Oh man. Oh boy. So I've got a name in mind. We're towards the end of the season. I just don't know how much he actually scored. So all right, I'm gonna go for it. So the Kings of 01 are, got screwed basically. Cody's very pissed about it already. Like I can see it in your face. Like 2001 Kings got screwed in the playoffs, but
They
good
did.
season for Mr. Chris Webber.
I'm mad because he's on my fucking list right in front of me.
That year is Chris Webber's highest finish in the MVP race. He was 4th. It is also his career high in scoring. 2001 Chris
Excellent.
Webber has 1,898 points.
All good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally the player and year, because I matching it with Shaq from 01, I knew for a fact that Weber was pretty solid, and I was stuck on him or Powell for fucking forward, and I should have just gone with that.
All right, Cody, you wrap up your draft with back-to-back picks.
All right.
You're going to need 2 good ones here to be in contention.
Oh, it's fine. I'll just finish third. It's okay.
Just because the Gasol one hurts a little bit.
Oh, a little. So one of them is going to be a very random player, but I only know of his career because I looked him up because I didn't know who the fuck he was before we saw him on a roster when we were playing the game. That is, I believe, if I remember his name correctly, which is going to be funny here, is Alex English because he was a Nugget. And I think this fucker scored a shit ton of points.
I like the poll.
In the ladies, I only know this because I had never heard of this player, looked him up, and I'm like, wow, that's a giant gap in your basketball knowledge. I have no fucking clue on what year to go with is the problem. So it's gotta be like mid-late 80s. So I want to go with no one has any mid-80s player on this thing.
No, we haven't.
You're all fucking useless. I can't even rip off of that.
We haven't gone back that far yet. But it was a boom for scoring in the NBA.
70s player. What do you want?
That's not helpful.
That's true. We do have a 70s.
So let's go 86. Just middle of the fucking era.
Alex English makes 8 straight All-Star games.
This dude was really fucking good.
His lowest scoring output in the 80s is 1900.
Yeah. See, I looked this dude up, and I had no fucking clue he existed until we played against
86?
him. Yeah.
1986, Alex English has a career high in scoring with 2,414 points.
Jesus Christ.
You pulled this out of your ass.
I only look. The thing is, I don't know shit other than I did not know who the fuck he was.
He was lighting you up.
And
you were like in admiration. You're like, who the hell is this guy? Is he a fluke? And you're like, oh shit, he's actually one of the most underrated scorers in NBA history.
That's what
that season is 24th since the merger.
I spent a significant amount of time on his Wikipedia page laying in bed one night after we played. And this was not even this season. It was last season, I think. But I was like obsessed with, holy shit, how did I never hear about this dude?
Well, all of a sudden, you each have a pick left, and there's only 700 points separating the three of you, so anything can happen still.
Boy, that 1 year of James Harden that I missed out is really going to fuck me, isn't it?
Could, but you're in the lead, so you can't be sour grapes till the grapes turn sour. Cody.
Now, I don't have another poll like that, though. I don't know shit about any other 80s people. And I know there's a bunch of points because you did just say there was a boom in scoring. So I kind of just want to pull a random fucking name from around the same year.
Good luck.
I got one.
Well, the clock is ticking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We want to keep it to tight hour and 15. That's like the longest we want to go. We have 10 minutes. We're good.
It is.
Let's go with Clyde Drexler.
Ooh, good poll.
Okay. Couple different Western Conference teams. What's the year?
He was in the Western Conference in the 80s, right? He was on the Blazers, right?
I mean,
he's on the Blazers.
It seems like this is now the punishment for blowing your mulligan and your redo.
Fuck you. Let's just go 85. Let's just whatever. Maybe he wasn't on the Blazers then anymore. Let's give me a nice big 0.
Well, I mean, the good news is you dodged his rookie season, but that's still Clyde's second year in the league.
Damn.
And as a result,
I need to go like 19.
This one's going to hurt as much as the other one felt good.
I need to go 90 or something then.
Clyde Drexler in 1995 only had 1,377 points.
See, I got lucky on one. I didn't get lucky on the other one.
All right.
He has all sorts of 1900 to 2100.
But the thing is, Cody, if we both whiff, you win.
I mean, you're not.
So
it is possible.
See, I don't think I realized that Clyde is not as old as I think he is. I definitely thought he played mid 80s, not like early 90s. So,
Dave, your last pick.
Mm-hmm.
I have mine locked in. I have a few locked in actually.
The benefit of Sean having the first pick and sort of being forced into it is now he's going to know exactly what number he needs. It may not help, but like he's going to know the target number.
I did not think about that in the snake order.
Mm-hmm.
God, but if Dave even gets close, it's
if he gets a 2,000, it's pretty much over.
I'm oscillating between two people. One is a safer pick and one is more of a home run pick. I'm up by 700.
I feel like a home run pick. I don't think you use that correctly.
No,
I feel like, it's a home run pick. Probably go with that one.
Go with that.
It's called a Hail Mary is the word he was looking for.
Hail Mary is the one.
Hail Mary, yeah. Well,
home runs are home runs are rally killers though, so that's fair.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no men on
I'm going to go 23 Jokic.
Okay.
MVP year.
All right.
I do think a legitimate strategy in this is sometimes to go with being a recency biased kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do that.
I want to reveal my last pick and see how much better I would have done.
Do it at the end.
Yeah,
23,
Jokic,
correct?
Yeah,
23.
MVP year.
Well, 23 is going to open the door because that's in between his two 2,000-point scoring seasons. It's actually his lowest of the last 4 years. It's not bad, but Nikola Jokic in 23 scored 1,690 points.
So, Dave, I'm going to go with my safe pick and hope it's a home run pick.
I do think, let me look real quick just to see.
Okay.
Sean, have your picks progressively gone down in point total?
24-25, there are 3 players you can pick, some of which have multiple seasons, that would be enough to win. You would have to be 24-25 means you have to have one of the 22 best seasons since the merger. There are 3 players in the West that could fit that mold.
Well, I'm going to go with what I know. I also don't want to drag this out too much. I'm going to go with, let me just think about it, make sure I'm correct.
Peter says, no pressure, Sean.
I'm going to go Karl Malone's MVP season.
We weren't picking pedophiles.
And,
was also
and I was going to say, just complete the all asshole team.
I wasn't aware that pedophiles were eligible for the draft.
We talked about Sean making character picks late in the draft. This seems to be the opposite of that. You're going Karl Malone in 1998, correct?
Which was his MVP season, I believe.
How many bonus points does Sean get for sexual assault charges? I'm curious.
There are bonus points for that.
Dev, I've locked it in. So what do you think about that?
He locked it in just like he should have been locked away. Yes.
Dave, you're not saying anything.
Dave's so disappointed in you.
He's not sure because that's a good pick and he's trying to decide if he's won or not. That is in between Karl Malone's MVP seasons. He's second that year to Jordan. He wins in 97 and 99, but he scores 27 a game in 1998.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that is 2,190 points. A very good pick to round it off.
Damn.
But as we're going to see here when it fills in, not quite enough to catch Dave.
Damn.
There is a Karl Malone season that was in the group that would have done it, but it's back in 1990.
Okay, I'm glad that it wasn't down to me not knowing. Like, it was 97.
It wasn't being off by a
There's
year.
one Karl Malone year really early in his career. He also has a couple other 2,300 pluses back in the start of like the 88 to 91 stretch. But I would have leaned towards the 97 to 99 stretch too.
What was Kemp in 93? Not to drag this out too much more, but
that's fine. If you're having fun, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I have one question too that I want to ask.
Sean Kemp in 1993, not good.
Okay.
Sean Kemp only scored 20 a game once in his career, and it was with Cleveland.
Oh. Okay.
Now, good luck getting that year.
All right, so
the information I've given you. Also, he only played 40 games, so don't do that.
Okay. So the year they went to
93,
the finals,
he had 1,400 points.
Oosh. Okay.
So my other pick that I was thinking, my Hail Mary pick, which I didn't do, was Tom Chambers 87.
Tom Chambers has some surprisingly high scoring years in the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
87? I don't know why it matters. It's not a formal pick. His best years are actually 89 and 90.
Ooh.
87, he's still with Seattle. The best years were with the Suns, with the team that was just coming out of the cocaine era. He does have 1,900 points in 1987, but he's got 2,000 plus in 89 and 90 for the Suns.
Okay. What was yours, Cody?
Picking him would have been fine.
It's a good pick.
I don't know what position Alex English played. Would he have been could I have moved him to forward?
He was a forward.
Okay. So if I had not done Powell and I had just gone fucking safe with Clay and had another guard on my bench and done 16 or 17.
See, I thought of Clay and I was like, I think he's at like 1,600 points. I'm looking at my total.
16 and 17, he has 1,700 both seasons.
Yeah.
Those are his highest.
Okay. So I would have added about another 500 on mine. So I would still come up short on Dave. I would have gotten close to Sean.
You would have been close to Sean, depending on which one. It might have still been third. Okay. But I think that's a pretty good showing from everybody. Like, there's the one, and I don't even think Pau Gasol was a bad idea. That's not like that was a miss of a pick. And Drexler's got a lot of scoring seasons. You just went too early.
Yep.
Because he comes in the year before Jordan.
I don't know years for shit.
Actually, let's go over like the big misses. We don't have to go all of them, but like
I can pull them up real quick. Yeah, just because it's fun. And I like Peter being like, now for the surprise wheel. Yep, there's a wheel. So
I want a wheel.
Place says no.
I would like a wheel, please.
You guys hit a lot of the players that make up the top of this. I don't want to mention some that are in the East that we haven't mentioned, but it's like for players that were in the West. There's a couple that are tricky in here, and I guess some of these are going to come up, so I won't talk about specific years. But Tracy McGrady's a big one. Has a couple of huge numbers in there.
Yeah.
And I actually don't even remember looking at some of the years whether those are, Raptors, Magic, Rockets. I don't know exactly where they fall, so I'm not really tipping it off. But he came up there. I was worried about Karl Malone because he has a few huge ones. He has 6 2,000-plus scoring seasons, but Sean pulled him last.
I made the executive decision to not make him eligible for my team.
You could go more recent. Shea last year, in addition to Luka, had 2250.
I was wondering about them, yeah.
There's a couple other more recent ones on here like that where it's like, oh yeah, the scoring has kind of exploded the last few years.
Yeah. I probably should have done that.
If you really wanted to go crazy, World Be Freeze on the board, but no one's going to. I was wondering if Cody was going to pick Pistol Pete. The problem with that is that's an up and down career where you get real scared on years.
I was not going to. As much as I actually know his career and like him, I would not be comfortable pulling a year on him at all.
His career is short and very sweet, but like, let me pull him up real quick. He's got a 2,300 in there, a couple of 2,000s that are before the merger, and then he has less than 1,000 points in each of his last 4 seasons.
Also,
so, like,
not going to lie, I do not know if the New Orleans Jazz were in the Western Conference or not.
That's a good question. I have no idea how that works.
I had no fucking clue.
I think they were because like the Milwaukee Bucks were in the Western Conference at a time.
I'm sure they probably were, but he was on my list, and when I started fucking up on years, I erased him.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not worth the risk anymore.
Alex English had 2 other top 50 seasons since the merger besides the one you pulled, which was his best. Moses Malone with the Rockets is often forgotten, 3-time MVP. I should have gone with him over Drexler. Has a 2,222 point season as his best.
I guess
he scored that much.
I did not know that. I knew he would have been like around the 1900s, but fuck.
Tom Chambers is up here at 84th best since there. That's the 90 season I mentioned, 2,201. So you guys cleared out a lot of the chalk on this. You did very well. I'm actually pleased with how it went. I was hoping it was going to be good, and hopefully you had a good time. But
I will take my third place by only about 700 points when I have the 2 lowest fucking totals of anybody.
Well, and I'll take, Dave fucking studies basketball cards, so we did pretty well.
We see here it comes the sadness and the excuses.
It's not
Sean's going to go sit on his computer and study Eastern Conference scoring to prep for the next show.
No, that won't be fun.
I want to make a pact between the 3 of us that we don't do that.
I won't do that.
Because
I
that
don't give a shit.
Fun.
I think it's more fun when you guys feel your way through it. Because again, now you're talking about, okay, like this year, like that's the whole point is to think back on the NBA and like what sticks out.
If we had done Eastern Conference, I would have done much worse because honestly, I don't know the Eastern Conference nearly as well as I know the Western Conference either. Especially from when I was a kid. In those early 2000 years and like high school years, it's almost all Western Conference shit.
You know what? I have one more. I have one last. LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
What's LeBron's best Lakers year?
Yeah,
22.
I would have said 22 because it's after, but also not injury.
LeBron James in 22 only plays 56 games. He has not played more than 71 games as a Laker, and that was last season. So the trick with him is like there's points there, but they don't add up very well. His highest is actually last year's 1822.
Okay.
He has 1,695 in 2022, so not bad, but he just has not been able to stay on the floor as he gets older with the Lakers.
Actually, I think I would have said 23. Even 23 is not.
23 only
fine,
plays 55 games, although he has almost as many points, 1,600.
Now the question is, whose team would beat whose team in an actual game? I feel really good about my team, actually. I love my team.
Team's a little big. I don't know if that's too big for the modern NBA.
Let's see.
But, I mean, Robinson's good outside shooter because he hit threes. I guess mine's not modern because I don't have a lot of three-point shooters.
I don't know. You have Harden on your team. I
mean, your guards are going to have to play 45 minutes or 48 minutes a game.
That's right. Or you're going to have to play like Chris Webber at guard.
Dave, I do know that our 2 teams would just beat the shit out of Sean's team physically. We just would hate them, and assault them.
Well, Karl Malone's there, though. He can be an enforcer.
Yes, most valuable predator. You're correct.
Sean has the most balanced offensive team, but I'm a little worried about defensively. But that's not what we drafted him for.
Man,
so
Kareem is miserable on that team, Sean. He needs to be traded. He does not want to be there. He doesn't want to be with those people.
I'm wondering, like, titles, if you're looking through this.
I don't have any.
Probably Dave's.
It's definitely
Dave has a bunch with Curry.
You got Curry, you got Olajuwon, you got Robinson.
But I have Durant.
You have Jokic to get.
I have Durant and Kobe. That's a lot between the two.
And
but then Kareem. And then nothing else.
Ray Allen as a title, but not really for what he did.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he had one big shot,
Shaq's
but he
got
wasn't
4.
the star
I
of
have,
that team,
I have
obviously.
Shaq's
1,
handful and
2,
Gasol's couple
3,
and Allen's couple.
4,
1.
5.
Allen's got 2.
Okay, yeah,
5
that's right.
and 4. So Dave has 9, right? 9 or around 9.
Around there.
Curry has
Curry's
4.
got 4. Curry's got 4. Robinson has 2. Hakeem has 2. Jokic has 1.
And Durant has 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 7. And
Nobody's
I don't know
got
how many
5.
Kareem has, though.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
that's
7. If Kareem has more than 2.
Kareem has 87, 85, 83, and 80, and 80. I think he's got 4.
I thought he had 4.
So I have the most titles. Therefore, I win.
You win.
That's all anybody cares about is rings.
We're going to change the column just to titles, and it's going to add up to like a really small number. All right. Well, that is the first of hopefully more, if everybody's down, drafts of this style. They may be other stats. They may be other stipulations.
Well, I'll tell you, I will give it my all for any other sport, but it's not going to be competitive.
We
next show
we
is the
discussed
NFL
that
quarterback
actually.
passing
I pitched a
seasons.
vague idea of this to Cody because it was probably his weakest, but it was the one where all three overlap because, yeah, baseball, Dave can try and hang. Cody would kill us all. Sean doesn't even watch it. And then, like, football,
I
Cody
could.
and Dave are probably close. Cody probably has a slight edge again, but
I would.
Sean can't do that one.
I mean, that's my best other one.
Yeah,
is football.
I mean, you would compete. You'd get a few picks. It'd be fun. But like by the time we get to 8 deep, it's like, oh
no,
shit.
no,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Wait,
So I was like, this one I think is just deep enough
Yeah.
because that's why I went to 8. I was like, 8's a good number. It needs to be even so the snake draft can resolve. Otherwise, the first pick gets an advantage. I was like, this is a good number. And an
Yeah.
8-man rotation is like what you want for the playoffs.
Yeah.
If you pulled like receiving yards for like receivers in the NFL, yeah, I'm gonna.
receivers, yeah, that would
yeah,
be
it's just
bad.
receiving yards, and I'm pulling random fucking names that all
Travis
had
Kelsey.
all had 1,200, 1,400 yards.
Or what if we just did total touchdown score, not passing, but like
Just
total
touchdown
score.
scored.
Daniel Thomas
Jerry
doesn't want-
Rice.
David
Like
Johnson,
Sean, have you ever heard the name
2016.
Joe Horn?
No.
And he was a very good wide receiver for a while.
Jerry Rice.
just a random name.
Terrell Owens.
Rasheed Caldwell.
That one guy in
Terrell
Minnesota.
Owens would be good.
Who is the really good guy in Minnesota?
Randy Moss.
Yes, Randy Moss.
Well, Justin Jefferson currently, but Randy Moss
Yeah.
formerly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Jason says, do movie kill counts, pick the most kills. Well, the shark from Jaws, as we know, was not as prolific as we thought he was. So.
Yeah, movie kill counts would be tough.
So does Zod from Superman count by killing the entire city?
Yeah, how about Thanos?
Does
That's,
Thanos
How do
count
you
for temporarily killing people?
Yeah, but then they all come back. So
so
but they
again,
died.
Yeah.
Almost all of them. He still has a
0.
couple kills.
yeah.
So anyways,
That'd be
that's
tough.
something and there may be a non-sports application for it in the future. Sports is just fun because it has these built-in statistics over time that, So we'll see. This may come back down the road at some point, but as we mentioned back at the top, just for people who are wondering, next week, game show. Following week, Suns preview. Following week, election. Election day, we're off because I will be busy. And probably Cody will be too.
Yep.
So all of a
And we'll be
sudden,
sad.
the next month of shows is laid bare before us with this having filled in this week. As always, we appreciate you watching or listening. If you watch, thanks for hanging with us. I know, especially for some of the folks who are watching in there, like basketball's not your wheelhouse, but some of you actually had some picks that would. I mean, a couple of them were really good. So, appreciate you hanging with us. Thanks for joining. Come back with us for the game show next week, because you can play along. In between episodes, you can find us at our website, grayareas.live, or youtube.com/@grayareaslive. That's where you can join the live show. You should do that. See you next time.